a lot of companies start with a great idea. Many have great products, but far fewer are able to truly stand out from the crowd. Let's start by talking about how we stand out in the marketplace. And, with so much competition for many B2B brands, where should a CMO start when thinking about building a memorable brand that really stands out?
It's First of all, that is a great question. And if I pretended like, if at any point in this conversation you think, wow, she's got all the answers, we should probably take a step back and think about this. It is a continuous learning journey. I do think about and kind of ground ourselves, though, here at symplr in a couple of concepts, and three in particular that I think about in terms of how do I help this brand really stand out. Number one is the brand itself. And the good old common sense approach that if a buyer cannot remember your brand, they can't search for it, they can't talk about it, and ultimately they can't buy it.
Yeah.
So that notion around branding matters is really important in the way that we think about how our messages, how our creative, how our work really resonates across, at least in our target market. So that's number one. I also think the second component that's really a kind of a fast follower to branding being important, is that creative quality also has to be considered. And to me, creative quality is probably the biggest influence on ultimately our marketing effectiveness. And so even though we're in B2B where traditionally there's sort of like, is creative that important? I think the bottom line is if your creative is memorable, if it grabs the attention of your target audience, you're going to stand out and you're going to have a better chance of kind of capturing the eyes and ears of your audience.
Yeah, yeah.
Then the third component that I also think about with B2B brands is the fact that not everyone is in the market and ready to buy. Only about 5% of the market is buying at any point in time. And so because of that, the branding, the creative, being able to stand out at the point when that buyer is ready to engage is really equally important.